That's 10th Avenue Salon, across from the Carrington Armory. And joining me this morning as it's from a special guest from the Foster County Soil Conservation District, Dion Schaff is joining us this morning. Dion, good morning. How's your day going so far?
Better than yours, from what I gather.
Yeah, today ours is scrambling again and trying to get, I don't know what the deal is lately. We've been having some problems, but you know what? It's technology, and with technology comes problems.
Yeah, that's pretty much the rule, isn't it?
Yeah.
I always say it's a great thing, except when it isn't.
Right, exactly. It works great when it works, but
That's
when it
right.
doesn't work, we're like lost, and we don't know what to do.
I don't know, you're managing pretty well with that smartphone.
Yeah. So, well, thanks for joining us, Dion, here
Well,
this
thank
morning.
you for
and
having us.
Yeah, you join us every Wednesday, every first Wednesday of the month. So,
That's
yeah,
right,
we
that's
appreciate you
right.
guys coming on. We got a lot to talk about this morning. Let's see. We got some fencing and water facilities that are coming up for the pastures and everything.
Well, the thing is, the big news is that we have a brand new watershed coordinator.
Okay.
He will be up here probably one day a week for at least through August, and then hopefully he'll be able to come up at least twice. He also works down in Jamestown.
Okay.
But he gave me some information he'd like me to pass on. You mentioned, he wanted to talk to the ranchers out there that are considering projects, including the fencing and watering facilities, which would include wells or pipelines or tanks, range plantings, windbreak panels, any of these things. These are the most common, but he said there are a lot of other ones also available. If you're thinking about doing any of these practices, you should give him a call. He can discuss the operation and see if they qualify for 60% cost share through the watershed project. And he points out that there's no batching periods like you have with EQIP. It's a really quick turnaround time. Typically, he said it takes about a week from the time it hits his desk.
Okay.
So this is all through the Keller Creek Watershed Project, which covers about the northwestern third of Foster County, plus the part of Wells County that's around Scotts Slough. So anybody in that area is able to take advantage of this watershed project. He also asked me to say, the program's a really great option for people who are looking to improve or change how they feed during the winter. We do have the newsletter coming out at some point this week, hopefully within the next day or two, and he put a flyer in there with information about the available practices and the project. And this is not just for the livestock folks. There are also practices in there for the folks that raise crops. Again, he's usually going to be here on Tuesdays, but he says you can leave a message. He can get hold of you and talk to you as soon as possible. And he can also change his schedule to accommodate people that need to meet with him and talk about things.
Okay.
So he is on schedule with us right now. He is available to talk to. He really wants to hear from folks. So if you're interested at all, please give him a call. Come into the office when he's here. He'd really like to see you.
Okay. And did you talk about the mailings too from the Foster County Soil Conservation District?
Yes,
Okay.
the mailing is included in the current newsletter.
Okay.
If you don't get the newsletter and you want information, call our office and we'll get some to you. The phone number is 652-2551, extension 3.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Now we got to talk about the services and rates, right, for the Foster County Soil Conservation District?
Mostly, I just want to point out that the services and the products that we do have available, I think everybody knows that we do the machine tree planting.
Okay.
We also will do hand planting. We have a minimum of 50 trees there for us to bother coming out and do it, but we will do hand planting. We offer 3 kinds of weed control. I think people are aware of the weed barrier fabric that we can apply, mainly on the linear plantings. We will also do chemical weed control. There's a granular herbicide that we will put on the tree rows in the fall That usually happens sometime around Thanksgiving when the temperatures get cool. And in the spring, when it warms up again, that will suppress the weeds early in the spring. And we also have a cultivator for folks that want to go that route but don't have the time or equipment. We can do that for them as well. We also offer the tree shelters, the tree tubes. They protect the trees in a number of ways. First of all, they're sort of a mini greenhouse. They protect it from the wind, keep the moisture in. They also can help to provide a shield against herbicide sprays and against mowing damage. And of course, they prevent browsing by rodents and deer, and in some cases, rubbing from deer. So we offer a couple different sizes and styles of tree tubes, and if you don't want to do it yourself, we can do the tree tube application. I think the minimum for that is 35 trees. So these are all services that we can offer. Other things that we offer, we have the Plant Skid deer repellent. This is, excuse me, it's organic and non-toxic. It's a scent repellent, so they don't have to bite to notice it. And it actually provides a little fertilizer while it's at it. Mostly we use the spray-on, or if you're worried about buck rub, you kind of turn it into a paste and put it on with a brush. But there's also a granular for in the garden against rodents and rabbits. The spray itself will last 3 to 4 months during the growing season and up to 6 months in the winter, but it doesn't protect new growth. You do have to respray when you get new growth, and it needs 24 hours when you put it on to dry before it's effective. So you have to make sure you're not putting it on just before a rain. Okay. But we have heard from some people that it does a good job. Other people, it hasn't worked as well, and I'm assuming that probably a case of either the deer pressure is so strong nothing will stop them, which is possible around here, or it didn't get stuck on properly before it got moisture. But some people have had very good results with it. Another product we offer is the rain barrels. We've talked about this before too. We have all the parts for making a rain barrel. These are designed to be mosquito proof. We usually, when we provide the barrels, they're recycled food grade barrels, and they do include a spigot for dispensing the water through a hose or into a watering can. The system that we have is set up with a diverter that goes on your downspout. So when the barrel is full, back pressure sends the water out through the downspout instead of overflowing the barrel, which is kind of nice. Yeah. And the other thing about this system is that you can set it up so that you have multiple barrels off the same downspout. You don't have just the single barrel under the downspout. You can fill 2 or 3 off the same one.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I like those rain barrel ideas because it's probably the best type of water for your garden or whatever you're using it for.
Very much so. Mm-hmm. And I actually use mine. I've got a little bird waterer there, and I use it to fill that up too.
Okay.
So that, but yeah, I use it mainly for the plants around the house.
And they're 50-gallon barrels, right?
I have 50 and I have 55. I have 2 different sizes and styles depending on which one you prefer.
Okay. I also like the fabric weed barrier. That's the stuff that you put down, like the little plastic stuff between the trees, right?
Yeah,
you guys got that
it's
too,
a woven fabric. Yeah. It lets the water through, but the weeds can't grow up from underneath. Mm-hmm. You do have to be careful, when you're mowing and things. If you throw debris on top of there, it can provide a substrate so that seeds can start on top of the fabric and grow down. So you got to keep the fabric clear.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Yeah, good stuff there. So you can get that all by calling you, right?
Yes, we will do our best to accommodate. If we don't have it in exactly what you want, we can try and order it for you. We do our best to help people get things going and take care of the trees properly so that they'll grow the way they want them to.
Okay, sounds good. Now, tree assistant programs. Talk more about that.
Yes, we have talked about this before. The one that I especially want to mention is that there's a deadline of August 15th for the Outdoor Heritage Fund grant. That one is 60/40 cost share up to a maximum of $25,000. And those applications have to include a tree plan that meets specifications, which means we have to check the soils and make sure that the trees are appropriate for the soils. So if you're interested in doing that, please contact me as soon as possible, because they do have to be in by August 15th.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We got about a minute left. So anything else this morning?
Just want to mention that the Rippleview boxes are still out at Runnings, and one of them that gets the most sun, the roots seem to be kind of hiding back in there, but the one that faces toward the east, the roots are pretty visible. You can go down and take a look at that. I think, again, kids especially will find them interesting, and you might take a look at those cover crop species, see what you think of them.
All right, sounds good. Well, thanks so much, Dion, for joining us. We always appreciate it. Very informative. And your number again to get a hold of you?
652-2551, extension 3.
All right, sounds good. That's Dion Schaff with the Foster County Soil Conservation District. And that concludes today's Here's What's Happening. And today's segment brought to you by 10th Avenue Salon in Carrington. Let's join the Dakota Sports Network, already in progress.
Phil Hughes had a season-high 9 strikeouts in 6 innings to snap a 3-start losing streak, and Glenn Perkins notched his 28th save. Yonder Alonso had hit a home run off Hughes in the 5th inning to give San Diego the lead, but in the 6th, Vargas, again hitting his first Major League homer, making it a memorable one, a 2-out drive, which was the first off Padres pitcher